we would like to proceed with our final panel of the day. So the topic for this is redefining talent for future and ensuring digital talent in business. And the moderator for this panel is Mr. Hussain Hassan Ali, GM and Head IT Audit HBL. Mr. Hussain, can you please have you on stage? And everyone a round of applause. Mohammad Muzammil, Chief Information Officer, Sadakat Group of Companies. Junaid Alam, Head of HR at IBEX Pakistan. Ibrahim Butt, Head of Operations, People Private Limited. Faisal Mahmood, Country Manager, Click Control Private Limited. And Asma Zishan, leading IT infrastructure at ICI Pakistan Limited. So we may start with the panel discussion. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much, and thank you to my panel. We have a challenging task. 30 minutes is what we have, and inshallah we'll try and do justice to that. So we'll keep this moving and moving quite fast. For a long time, so as mentioned here, I'm also the president of the ISACA Karachi chapter. And for a long time at ISACA, we have known that for any technology initiative to enjoy sustained success, it needs to adequately address three things: people, process, and technology. And today we've been talking since morning about process and technology. Now it's time for the people part. And it's extremely important to get this part right, because without this, the success of any initiative can be compromised. However, the people-related challenges are critical, but they receive minimal attention. Very often we see, sari cheeze ho gayi, deployment ho gaya, and people have not been trained or not been trained adequately. We have seen the change that has been happening at ISACA. We've seen that firsthand, because ISACA is in the business of providing certifications, training, a platform for professionals in information security, governance, IT, and audit. And we've seen this change from beginning. We've seen from using mainframes and reviewing mainframes. We've come now to looking at cloud computing and digital. And because of this, we know the value of having digital talent. We know the direction of travel for this. There have been various researches which have shown the shortage, and the shortage is mounting. What it means for a country like ours, like Pakistan, is that when you have some talent trained, developed, and experience comes along with that, then there is a very large, lucrative market outside. And we keep losing talent all the time. So the expert panelists will help me address this issue. And we will be looking at redefining talent for future and ensuring digital talent in business. Our opening batsman today is Mohammad Muzammil. I would request our panelists to just give a brief introduction and then move on to answering the question. So Muzammil, why are we talking about the need to redefine talent? And what Industry 4.0 means for talent strategies and HR requirements?
Assalamu alaikum. Are you able to hear me? Yes. Okay, thank you. So the definition of the talent in the view of Chartered Institute of the Human Development is the talent is the capacity of a human being on an individual who can increase the performance and give you the best output by using his capacity. So again, focus on the word the redefine. It means it has defined already, but according to the change, according to the rapid changes in the area, we need to redefine. We need to redefine. We're living in the age that where the SoundCloud has changed the meaning of the music, of the typical music. We need that Uber and Cream, as already discussed, has changed the meaning of the transportation. Netflix has changed the movie and drama. Your social media is not social, it's more commercial. Can anybody let me know when first social media manager job was announced? So this is the reason. The reason is that we came with the technology. We started with the typical industry. Then we moved to the digital industry. From digital to smart, and smart we now integrated industry. So again, so these are the area which are the main core pain areas that are pushing us to redefine the attribute of the talent. Again, we are talking about the AI, we are talking about the BI. We started with the AI, assistive AI. Then we are using the augmented AI. Like assistive was the navigation in the cars, and the augmented is the sharing the right business. And then now we are coming up with the autonomous, the driverless car. The autonomous AI will be deciding the decision on its own. So having the threat of all these things, we need to redefine the factor. Other than the technological factors, there are demographic changes. There are rapid urbanization. According to the survey by PwC, the 90% in 2030, 80 to 90% of the area will be moving to the urbanization. So that will be the more upcoming challenge for the redefinition. Again, your power sector, your energy sector, your water, these are the scarcity of the sources. That will be the threat. That will be the more job opportunities and leaving the typical jobs and moving to the revolutionary area. So in my opinion, we need to redefine on the basis, on the ground reality, what we are doing, how we are doing, what is the payment channel industry doing. So all these factors are the major thing in my opinion that we need to redefine. If I'm concluding in the short, if we are mapping our redefinition with the industry 4.0, we are talking about the IoTs, we are talking about the big data, we are talking about the analytics. So again, this is the focal area, the IoT, the industry IoT things. A few years ago, there were the manual machine, but now, right now, the stitching machine is the smart mart. It has the RFID, it has the analytical, it has the efficiency reports, it has A to Z, everything which your ERP is giving to you. So I need the talent for that. Sitting in the Faisalabad, I'm from Faisalabad, from Sadakat group of companies. Performing as a CA, we are residing in Australia, UK, Hong Kong, USA, and Pakistan as well. So sitting in the Faisalabad and dealing with the SAP Hybris, they claim the best e-commerce solution from the SAP. So I have the same challenge. I am sitting there, I need to redefine the talent to run these automation, the industry revolutions. So these are the factors, in my opinion, that's why we need to redefine the talent acquisition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Junaid, so you are head of HR at IBEX. So with HR, what is this digital talent and why is it required? And how will we build the workforce of the future?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। पूरा दिन जो भी डिस्कस किया है आज ERP के ऊपर, डिजिटल डिस्ट्रप्शन के ऊपर, हमने बहुत सारी बात की टेक्नोलॉजी के ऊपर। इस सब को इम्प्लीमेंट कौन करेगा? इस सब को इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए वो क्या स्किल सेट चाहिए, वो क्या कॉम्पिटेंसीज़ होंगी, लोग ही होंगे इवेंचुअली, ये टैलेंट ही होगा जो इवेंचुअली इन चीज़ों को इम्प्लीमेंट करेगा। इट इज़ एब्सोल्युटली क्रिटिकल टू हैव दोज डिजिटल कॉम्पिटेंसीज़। ERP बेस लाइन बनाता है डिजिटल डिसरप्शंस की, हम बात कर रहे हैं, हम बिजनेस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशंस की बात कर रहे हैं। ERP तो बेस लाइन है। ERP इम्प्लीमेंटेशन इज़ वेरी क्रिटिकल। उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए हम यूजली देखते हैं कि IT का बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट होता है। बट अगर हम फ्यूचर की बात करें, जो डिजिटल टैलेंट है वो लोग होंगे जिनके पास कॉग्निटिव स्किल्स बड़ी हाई लेवल की होंगी, जिनकी बिजनेस अंडरस्टैंडिंग्स उस लेवल की होंगी, डिसरप्टिव डिज़ाइन थिंकिंग की कैपेबिलिटीज़ होंगी। ये वो कॉम्पिटेंसीज़ होंगी जो फ्यूचर में रिक्वायर्ड होंगी से 5-10 ईयर्स फ्रॉम टुडे। आज जिस तरह बिजनेसेस चेंज हो रहे हैं, जिस तरह बिजनेसेस शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं, जितनी डिसरप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजीज़ आना शुरू हो गई हैं, थिंग्स लाइक करीम, ऊबर, नेटफ्लिक्स, व्हाट्सएप, इन चीज़ों की जितनी इन्वॉल्वमेंट होगी हमारी लाइफ में, there has to be a certain level of skill set that is thinking along these lines. Therefore, it is absolutely critical कि as HR we try to define what are those competencies, क्योंकि eventually अगर हमें ये सारी चीज़ें करनी हैं, हमें disruptively market में business को transform करना है, हमें नए avenues of profitability निकालने हैं, we will have to move out and think and get those people on board जिनके पास ये competencies हों, जो design thinking की capability रखते हैं, जो business को overall समझते हैं और वो above and beyond जाकर चीज़ें deliver करना चाहते हैं. So that's the basic baseline idea of digital talent. अगर हम बात करें कि फ्यूचर ऑफ द वर्क फोर्स किस तरह होता जा रहा है, हम बहुत आराम से देख रहे हैं कि एवरी डे पीपल आर नाउ वर्किंग फ्रॉम होम, पीपल आर स्टार्टेड टू वर्क एजाइल तरीके से, डिफरेंट टाइम्स में अवेलेबिलिटी होती है, पीपल आर वर्किंग लोकली फॉर ग्लोबल क्लाइंट्स, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी बहुत ज़्यादा है, पीपल आर वर्किंग फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर टाइम ऑफ आवर्स, उसके बाद दे डू देयर डेली चोर्स एंड देन दे कम बैक एंड लॉग इन अगेन. बहुत द फ्यूचर इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू बी 9 to 5, द फ्यूचर इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू बी warm bodies sitting at a desk. ये नहीं होगा आज से शायद 10-20 साल बाद. हम थोड़ा लेट आते हैं, पाकिस्तान is always a little behind in digital transformations, but the fact of the matter is that in the future you will not have people sitting on their desks. The phone, the applications, people being mobile, having their laptops or their computing devices, कहीं से भी log in कर सकते हैं, कहीं से भी बैठकर flexibly काम कर सकते हैं. People will not be working for a particular skill set. They will not be working for a particular organization. They will be working for multiple organizations. They will be essentially driving that skill set that they have, and they will be working for different companies in different times for different organizations across the globe. And this is happening today. हमारे पास Fiverr जैसी applications हैं, multiple applications हैं जिस पे लोग ये काम कर रहे हैं. Eventually, this is how the future of work will go through. And if we do not work on improving our digital competencies, our IT competencies, और ये सिर्फ IT department का काम नहीं रहेगा, across the board हर department को lift करना पड़ेगा in the future.
Thank you very much. That was a very well painted picture of the future. So I'll move on to Ibrahim Bhatt. He's the head of HR operations at People Private Limited. So Ibrahim, with this picture in front of us, what are you seeing organizations doing? How are they coping with the current situation with regards to requirements for digital talent? Please cover the ground realities, attributes, and criteria for redefinition of talent.
All right. Thank you very much. So, in order to answer your question, I would categorize the notion of coping into two very vague categories. That would be retention and acquisition of digital talent. Now, obviously, acquisition, hiring is something that throughout the course of this conference we've heard a lot about and how people struggle with it. And one of the solutions that I would most likely propose to deal with the issue of acquisition is to not acquire. Now that obviously doesn't mean you have to stop your business operations, but it's similar to what Mr. Junaid was saying, that we should leverage the power of outsourcing. And increasingly, with the digital age, all of these digital talents have become available online as well. So when you talk about platform organizations, as Mr. Mubashir was saying earlier, they're not just limited to the consumer-based products. These are actually task-based, task-oriented platforms that you can find now to outsource your digital assignments to people. Now, Fiverr and Upwork are some websites that basically spread out this blueprint that Uber and Netflix had set with their platform structure. And they allow you to outsource stuff like digital analysis, design-related products. And furthermore, if anybody's heard of peopleperhour.com, what they've taken is that they've further spread this out into any sort of digital or non-digital task that you could actually think of. So anything from translation to analysis to content writing. It's very easy for you to find somebody to do this work for you online, and that will save you from most of the issues that come with acquisition. But when we talk about outsourcing digital talent, it's very important to see what kind of digital talent we can comfortably outsource. Now, to divide digital talent, we could say there's hard digital talent, which deals with things like cybersecurity, with cloud computing, things that are more related to the core function of the business. And then you have soft talent, soft digital talent, which talks about things that play a more augmentary role. For example, customer centricity, for example. So outsourcing your core digital talent online is a very effective solution in the short term, but these things tend to stall overall. So what I would recommend in that case was, if you do decide to outsource your hard digital talent, then you should have a series of resources, a series of outsourced resources, and have the capacity and the ability to switch between them as your company needs. And we have a lot of platforms increasingly online that help us facilitate this, and that's a benefit that's come with the rise in digital talent. Other than that, what People does is basically we do hiring and recruitment for a lot of companies who are actually serving clients in about 20 countries now. And whenever we have a position that's more digital oriented, what we encourage people to do is to look at fresh graduates, to look at the younger capacity. I read on a survey by Career Builder that 74% of organizations worldwide say that they will be hiring fresh graduates in 2020. 74%. It's a huge number. And our personal experiences in this area have actually taught us a bit of the ideology as to why these things happen. Now, I have for example, in our own company, we had a marketing team, but what we were struggling was having a graphic designer whose work we liked and who was easy to retain. So, and it wasn't a very complex task. It was marketing related material that needs to be created. So I have a niece in TNS Beacon House. She's 12 years old, and what I found out from her is that in her school right now, they've actually introduced them to an online mostly free software called Canva, which allows you to create almost all kinds of designs that you need for your marketing purposes. So as soon as I found that out, I implemented this sort of change in our hiring strategy as far as the marketing team was concerned, that instead of having a dedicated graphic designer, I can take this online platform, which is built for specifically designing, giving you templates to design any sort of materials that you need, and I should just train my marketing resources to use that. So the point I'm trying to make is that we don't even know the kind of tools that are available until we let the younger sort of people into our organization, and I think that's very important for us moving forward. Other than that, I would say that another alternative to actually going out and acquiring talent is to train your existing talent. So if you have subject matter experts on payroll, if you have somebody who's a subject matter expert on recruitment, if you can train them to use these tools instead of hiring new resources who would bring this information to you, trust me, these subject matter experts will be able to leverage the utilities of these much better as they have a better understanding of the field. They have a better understanding of how your organization works. And therefore, I feel like training is an extremely important factor. So that covers acquisition. If we speak about retention, very interesting thing that's been going on in the world now is the concept of internal gig economies. I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but this is sort of a situation mainly aimed at digital talent to create a sort of freelance environment within the organization. So if we take the example of software developers, you have these software developers on your payroll, right? But you have to create a certain environment in order to retain them that they feel like they're working in a freelance environment. So you give them a bit of autonomy as to what assignment they want to choose. And their salary structures are crafted on the basis of that. So internal gig economies is something that I highly recommend that anybody in the digital talent sphere should definitely look at.
Thank you very much. Excellent ideas, and we can always learn from the children. I'm sure all of us can relate to that. Asma's So Asma Zishan is leading the IT infrastructure at ICI Pakistan. Asma, what are the barriers to hiring and employing digital talent? And how can organizations address these? What solutions would you propose? Also, I know you are passionate about the need for gender diversity and opportunities for women to lead. Could you share something from that?
Thank you very much, Asma Zishan. I'm from ICI. We have talked about digital talent, and now I have to talk about what are the barriers of hiring and employing digital talent in organizations. So in my opinion, the biggest challenge and barrier we are facing these days in our organizations is a clear vision, a roadmap, and a strategy by the management team. So digitalization is still a fancy word for most of the organizations and the top tier management. They want to do something in digitalization, but probably the vision and strategy is not clear. So this is a lacking part in organizations. So strategy comes from the top, and if that is clear, they know what they want to achieve, then they will hire the appropriate resources, the digital talent, and that talent will then be able to produce the desired results. Another barrier and challenge which we all can relate is that organizations want to hire digital talent and they want to digitally transform their organization, but they are not ready to invest. So this is something which is a pain area for managers or for leaders in the organizations who really want to excel and who really want to achieve those results. But if the investment is not there, then they cannot achieve desired results. Also, another challenging area is that first of all, we don't find appropriate resources, the digital talent, which can transform the culture into a digital workplace. And if we find some, we are unable to retain. The organizations are facing this challenge. It's a big challenge these days. Retention is a big challenge. And the reason behind this is that the new blood, the new fresh grads are coming with a lot of energy. And organizations are unable to manage or utilize that energy. So first of all, again, coming from the strategy part, that if your strategy is clear, then you would be able to utilize that talent in the right direction. So these are the major barriers, and how to address these barriers and how we can overcome these challenges. First of all the functions, all the departments should sit together and come up with the challenges, with the problems which they are facing. Either it's commercial, it's finance, it's IT, because this is not, digitalization is not something IT. So in most of the organizations, again, management thinks, okay, this is IT job to transform the organization into a digitalized organization. So that's not true, because business has to collaborate equally with IT. IT is an enabler function. So HR, your commercial business, finance, everybody, supply chain, everybody should have digital strategy in their own function, and that strategy should be combined, and the management should be projecting and proposing a combined organization strategy. So this is something which we can do in organization to address this challenge of hiring and retaining this talent. Another thing which organizations can do, bringing this new blood in the organizations. So when you hire graduate recruits, when you hire GRs, MTOs in your organization who are coming from good universities, and they already have digital acumen. They are coming with the high energy, they are coming with the awareness required for this digital transformation. And when they come in your organization, give them platform, tell them your organizational problems, and give them short-term tasks. Once you give them short-term tasks and they deliver the results, and when you achieve short-term projects and results, and then you see, okay, fine, we are achieving digital results and our organization is transforming gradually, slowly, and this is how you'll keep engaging that talent to perform, to have more projects and to deliver more results, because retention would be addressed by this way, giving them short-term tasks. Keep them engaging in solving your organizational problems, understanding your business processes, and using their energy and digital acumen to achieve results for the organization. This is how you can address it. And you're very much right that I'm very passionate about gender diversity, and especially in the IT industry. I faced a lot of challenges in my career, and I still see a lot of challenges for women to come on leading roles. For me, while developing an organizational strategy, any strategy, right now we're talking about digital strategy, it's very important that you have diversified people in your strategy team, in your management team, on leading roles who are designing your strategy. So once you have that diversity, it's not about having gender and having a female on a panel and having a female in your EMT level will give you something different. There are reasons behind that. A woman can bring a different perspective onto the table for the same solution, for the same problem. She can bring a different solution. So we should enable them. We should, and at a lower level, we can hire women. We can enable them that they can work from home. We can give them short-term projects that they can come on the workplace and can deliver some projects, so that we can get a benefit out of the diversity perspective. So yes, gender diversity is very important. Enabling them, giving them leading roles, and taking them on your, or taking their opinion while developing your strategy would help organizations, and because they will see a different perspective, and obviously from the end user side and from the delivery side, they'll come up with something different, and overall the strategy will look good and it will achieve more results. So yes, please, everybody, whoever can, promote gender diversity. But gender diversity again does not mean hiring a woman. Hire a competent woman who can actually do the role, because there should not be any injustice because there's a lot of debate going on these days that many organizations hire women just for the sake of filling those numbers of diversity. That's not true. That would not lead you where you want to go. So hire competent women and help them grow, mentor them, build their circles. And I would request women, there are very few sitting over here, I would request to enable women around you, because I am an enabler, and I mentor my junior colleagues who come in the industry, and I mentor them as per my experience, that whatever challenges I have faced and learned through my mistakes and experiences, you should have somebody to mentor you and tell you that you can actually overcome this situation by having a mentorship session with somebody who is experienced enough. So for women, it's very important to enable other women, and especially in this technology world, we really need to encourage women. We have very good talent which is sitting at home, want to work, they don't get opportunities. Organizations are not ready to take them on board because they're not ready to enable them. So there are digital platforms available, work from home policy and digital tools, portals are available, you can work from anywhere. So things are there, but we as a, I should say we as a team, as an IT team, as a technology team, should consider this as an issue and an opportunity as well. This is an opportunity. You can actually bring a lot out of this unseen or untested side of this diversity.
And you're very right.
Thank you very much. Yes.
You're very right in this regard, because I'll just share, at HBL IT audit, I started off, because I established that function, and I started off with employing people on merit. And at the end of it, I had 40% women in my team. Now, there was no emphasis, no focus on getting women, but I had 40%. And one of the females, she's one of the team leads, and she's developed a fantastic team. So, yes, I certainly agree with what you're saying, and I would advocate that. ISACA, because I mentioned the She Leads Tech program, ISACA has that, which is mentoring women from getting just into technology to taking up leading roles. We have very few such leaders in this. Our final wicket here. So Faisal Mahmood is country manager at Click Control Private Limited. So Faisal, with all this emphasis on setting people free, making the digital talent, giving them flexibility and all of it. Now, time theft has been an issue. It's a major concern for organizations. And we are hearing about various initiatives such as field force tracking systems and stuff. Could you just elaborate on time theft and the solutions for that?
جی السلام علیکم. فیصل محمود, کلک کنٹرول پاکستان. ابھی ورک فورس کی بات کی جنید نے بھی اور مس اسما نے بھی کہ ورک فورس فرام ہوم بیسیکلی کرنا ہے. تو ورک فورس کو بیسکلی جو ٹائم ایچ آر مینجمنٹ اور جو ڈاؤن لائن جو ٹیم ہے, جو فیلڈ فورس کی ہے یا ان ہاؤس جو ٹیم ہے, بیسکلی ان کے درمیان سب سے بڑا جو ایشو ہے وہ یہی ہے کہ ٹائم کو پورا پراپر طریقے سے دے نہیں پاتے. اس پہ نزدیک کی ایک رپورٹ ہے کہ $500 بلین جو ہے ایوری ایئر جو لاسٹ ہے وہ صرف اس ٹائم تھیفٹ کی وجہ سے. بیسکلی ٹائم تھیفٹ ڈفرینٹ سینیریو سے ہے, لائک آپ ٹائم اٹینڈنس ٹائم پراپر نہیں کرتے, پھر اس کی لیو کی مینجمنٹ بھی نہیں ہے, اور اس کے علاوہ جو ہے جو ورکر کا 9 آورز یا 8 آورز جو بھی شیڈیولنگ ٹائم ہے ان کے اس پراپر ٹائم نہیں دے پاتے اس کو. وہ فیلڈ میں جاتا ہے 2 گھنٹے کام کرتا ہے, گھر پہ کام کیا یا آفس سے کام کیا یا کلائنٹ سائٹ پہ جا کے کیا, اس کی ٹریسیبلٹی نہیں ہے, ٹریکنگ نہیں ہے اس کی پراپر طریقے سے. مارکیٹ میں اس وقت کافی سافٹ ویئرس ہیں جو اس کو مینیج کر رہے ہیں, اس کو جس کی وجہ سے آپ اپنی جو ریسورسز ہیں اس کو مینیج کر سکتے ہیں. ٹاسک کی بات کی جنید نے, پھر اسما نے بھی, تو اس میں جو آپ اس کو شیڈیول بیسڈ جاب اسائن کر سکتے ہیں. اسی طرح کچھ کمپنیز ہیں جو رن کر رہی ہیں تھرڈ پارٹی وینڈرز کو اسائن کرتی ہیں پروجیکٹس. وہ ٹائم بیریئر کی وجہ سے جو ایک ٹائم اسپین دیا جاتا ہے اس ٹائم کے اندر وہ کمپلیٹ نہیں کر پاتے ڈیو ٹو لیکنگ آف اینی ریسورس. اس کی کاسٹ آٹومیٹکلی بڑھ جاتی ہے. انفراسٹرکچر سے ریلیٹڈ کافی پروجیکٹس ہوتے ہیں, تو اس میں اکاؤنٹیبلٹی کسی کی پر آئیڈینٹیفائی ہو نہیں پاتی کہ وہ کس کی وجہ سے وہ بیسکلی لیک ہوا ہے, پروجیکٹ ڈیلے ہوا ہے. اسی طرح اس کو ٹریکنگ کے لیے جو فوکس کیا گیا وہ اس ریزن یہ تھی کہ اس میں آپ کا جو ورکر ہے وہ اپنا شیڈیول کے حساب سے پورا ٹاسک پرفارم کرتا ہے. اور اسی طرح بھی جس طرح ابھی ریسنٹلی ایک کمپنی ہے اس نے یہ سافٹ ویئر لگایا تھا, لاہور کی ایک کمپنی ہے, انہوں نے اپنے ٹائم کو مینیج کیا ہے پراپر طریقے سے. جو فیلڈ کے اندر بیسیکلی کال سینٹر وہ رن کر رہے ہیں, اور اس میں جو ہے فیلڈ ورکرز جو اس ایریا کے پوائنٹ آف ویو سے کال آتی ہے تو اس کو نیکسٹ ڈے پہ وہ ٹرانسفر کرتے تھے کہ وہ فارغ ہو کے اس پہ جائے گا. اب وہ کرتے کیا ہیں کہ وہ اس کو جیو فینسکس اور لائیو ٹریکنگ سے اس کو مانیٹر کر رہے ہوتے ہیں کہ جو اس ایریا کے اندر شیڈیولنگ کے حساب سے جو اویلیبل ہوتا ہے اس ریسورس کو وہیں سے وہ ٹاسک کر کے اور وہ اس کو مینیج کر لیتے ہیں. تو بیسکلی ٹریکنگ کا پرپز یہ ہے کہ اس کی مانیٹرنگ کا پرپز یہ نہیں کہ کسی کو چیک اینڈ بیلنس کرنا ہے, اس میں یہ کہ آپ اپنے بزنس کو ٹرانسفارم کر سکتے ہیں ایزیلی, کہ اس میں آپ یعنی اس کے جو ریسورسز کی بیسٹ
یوٹیلائزیشن
کر سکتے
اور امپلائیز کے لیے فائدہ یہی ہوگا کہ ان پر وہ شک کا
ایفیشنسی جو جس کی ہے وہ ہائی لائٹ ہوتی ہے ایکچولی.
رائٹ. ٹھیک ہے, تھینک یو ویری مچ. I'll just wrap up our panel. We've just reached the end of our time. So some of the important points that were highlighted, I think, for the digital talent, for the talent redefining talent, we need to consider cognitive design thinking for transformation, being ready for that. Flexible working is what we need to provide them. Having that enables them to stay engaged. And using innovative ways of facilitating and retaining the workforce, extremely important to make them good contributors. Of course, women leading technology, that's something that we should be encouraging. Male sponsorship is extremely necessary and important for that. And we must be ready to learn from our fresh talent, from the fresh graduates. Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience. Thank you very much.